Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at pixel drawing and creating what's called a Fair Isle pattern in some pixel design. So I know you guys all remember the old 8-bit video games and the illustrations, so like Mario and how those things looked. Well, I have a template that will allow us to create something out of 8-bit, a grid that will allow us to create any colors, a rainbow of colors in 8-bit, and I was trying to figure out what we should make with it. And I thought it'd be really fun to learn something about Fair Isle Designs, which is a textile design, which is what I'm wearing right now. It's also really popular around the winter time, and it can be used to show like lots of different holidays. You could even put a character inside of it. I'm sure you've seen sweaters with all kinds of different Fair Isle patterns and designs in it, and they're really fun to make. And so I wanted to show you how to make them, some examples of the Fair Isle design, and we'll talk in class about like its origins, where it kind of comes from a little bit, and just kind of give you a little overview of how people would knit uh, fabric, knit wool with these Fair Isles designs. But we're going to take this into up into the 21st century here, I guess, and try to make Fair Isle design on the computer. So, when you go into your classwork, you will see the Google assignment that says Fair Isle pattern. And there will be two images or two items attached to that. One is the pixel art template, which is made in Google Sheets. And then the other is a just a Shutterstock page that has all sort of different Fair Isle designs on it. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. Um, so these are a bunch of images to inspire you and to help you with creating your Fair Isle image. All right, so I have started mine, and I wanted to show you kind of where I got inspiration and how to do it. So when you go and open up your assignment, it's going to come up to this page, which is going to show the directions. It's going to say pixel art. It's going to show you the color sample palette there. It's going to associate a letter with each color. So you can see the lowercase letters there, and they all have a color associated with them. So this is how this particular template is programmed. So this is how you're going to have to use it. So it gives all of those directions. Use the spreadsheet to create your own pixel art drawings. Click the art tab at the bottom to begin. Well, it actually says draw, not art. To color in the squares, you just type in the lowercase letter from A to S as indicated in the key. And for the color white, you just leave the cell blank. To remove a color, all you have to do is delete what you typed into the cell. If you want to change the available colors, you can click Format and Conditional Formatting and click on any color you want to change and pick a new fill color and text color. I don't really anticipate we're going to need to do that. It's a little more advanced. I didn't want to do that, so I just left that aside. This particular um, format is by Eric Kurtz, and it shares his website down at the bottom. So if you want to go there and check out more things that he creates, he does a great job with it. Um, when you're done, it shows you how to delete the color key up at the top, so it's totally blank and you only see your Fair Isle design. You can delete any extra rows or columns. I'm going to actually challenge you to use every column that's there and every row that's there. I want your design to fill up all of them. You can remove the grid lines if you want by clicking view and unchecking the grid line. So that might be a fun way to view when you're all done with your Fair Isle pattern. You can print by clicking file and print, and you can download it by clicking file and download and save as a PDF. Okay, highly recommend to download this as well. All right, so here's what it looks like. When you click on that second tab underneath, after the directions, you're going to see draw. And when you go into this tab, what it's going to look like, imagine none of the colors there. It's just going to look like a blank grid of just white squares. Okay, so you're going to go into one of the squares, and in order to change the color, you're going to click the lowercase letter. So I want this blue color. It's with right here. It's over the M. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to type the lowercase m and oops, only once. And then I will click. There you go. Okay. That was a little awkward, but M and click. Okay. So basically, anytime that you're clicking onto a box, you are selecting it. And then you can use your keyboard to type it. Now, I have a mouse, but you can do the same thing with your touchpad. Okay. So use your touchpad to click and then click M. All right, to make your Fair Isle design, let's talk about that. How are we going to make this Fair Isle design? So when you guys click on the second link that's associated with your assignment, you will come up with this Shutterstock sheet of all of these different amazing Fair Isle designs. So you can see some of them, most of them are like winter themed or Christmas themed, but you could make them any holiday themed. You could make them Hanukkah themed or Kwanzaa themed, or you could just do like a winter. So, really, anything that you want to do along the lines of the holidays, you can do it. Um, a lot of hearts. I really like these deer. Sometimes it's not really a repeated pattern, but like this one where it has four different larger items in there. That's really nice. I like the stars. Uh, there's just so many different variations. And you'll notice a lot of the times there's two colors, but I'm going to challenge you to make yours with three colors. You can add more if you want. You can have more, but two to three colors is always like a really good, um, makes your design look really unified if you can not do just random rainbow of colors. If you do a rainbow of colors, it looks really cool. Like on my shirt is like a rainbow Fair Isle design, but you still have to make sure you're working within a pattern. Otherwise, it's just too much. I like how this one spells words. You can certainly do that. All of the detail is really, really amazing. This one over here, the colors kind of remind me a little more of Native American or maybe like the Kwanzaa colors during those years. So, or during that time of year. So think about, and like the blue and white kind of remind me more of Hanukkah colors. So, and then of course, red and green remind me of Christmas. And so you can choose your colors based on which holiday you're kind of going to celebrate. So I picked out a couple of these images. And one of them that I really liked was this blue one, and it had like a row of checkerboard, and it had these sort of up and down wavy patterns, and I really liked that. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to use that as my guide first. Okay, so this is what I would recommend for you guys to do is to kind of have one of your windows open with your pixel art, but make sure that you stretch your window so that you can see it all the way to the end. That was one mistake that I did at the beginning was I didn't have it all the way open, so I didn't see all of the squares on my chart. So when I opened it up all the way, I had to add more pattern. So I have my pattern over here, and then I have my inspiration pattern kind of right next to it. I can kind of look and compare and get some ideas from it. So I want you guys to start off with just like a row going across. I want you to have the top be sort of like a pattern of a row, and then the bottom as well. So we can kind of like frame everything in. And then depending on how you want to fill it in, if you want it all to be rows of patterns or if you want to start making some larger items in like I did with the Christmas tree. So it's really up to you. So I'm going to continue on. I noticed that this pattern has blue and that one row of blue and then one row of gray and then like a checkerboard. And I did it white and blue, but I kind of wanted another color in there. So I added a different color gray. I've got pink and gray and blue and green so far. So that's a lot of colors. So I'm just working my way across. I'm going to go down and, oops, got to click over here and start putting my lowercase c in and going across. Okay. So I've done my two lines to start it out all the way across. Now I'm kind of going to do my checkerboard. So this is where you have to really use the idea of pattern. So you have to imagine that you are, what I like to do is just use the same color and make the pattern. Go across like that. And then maybe make the row down here. And then go back and do the other one. This is the dark blue, so it's the or dark gray, so it's the B. All right. So I'm just clicking, I'm putting the letter in there, and then it automatically fills it in. Oops. Okay. Now, if you don't like that color, you can go back, click on that box, and press your backspace key or your delete key, and it'll go back to white. If you decide, oh, I liked it blue and white better than gray and white, you can certainly go back and you can change that. All right, so once I got down to one more row, I kind of got bored and I said, okay, I want to put something more interesting in here. What's another pattern? And so I looked back on my inspiration page and I saw these kind of like going up and down lines. And I saw it's kind of like they go three up and three down. So that's what I did. I went back over here and I took the black because I like how it looks. Let's see which color is black. Oh, did my A switch? Oh, I guess I have to recolor my A. Got to go back to the directions. Here's the test. Change the color, click format and conditional formatting. Okay, let's try this. Okay, format, conditional formatting. I want it to be black. Okay. All right, this is what I want. All right, and done. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. Choose text and color. There we go. Okay, yes. All right, done. Hopefully, hopefully that fixed it. All right. So I don't know if it did. I'm gonna have to noodle around with this later. All right. So let's do maybe we'll do the pink then. All right. So you can see three up and three down. So I'm gonna continue on with this pink, which is the number F, and there's three up, and then three down, three up, and three down. Okay, and then I can layer on top of that. Let's see, I was doing the dark green, so that's a K, K, up, K, down, another pink there, that's an F, and K. All right, so you guys can kind of see how it goes, and then I'm going to finish this row of blue. Then I can finish that row of blue. And then I decided I was getting really bored with making these little rows of stuff. So I wanted to make something big. So then I went back to the patterns and I found this one that I thought was really cool. I love the star in there. I love the Christmas tree and the present and the cute little snowman. So, but I didn't know if I wanted to make four different things. So I thought I would just do a Christmas tree pattern. So I decided to kind of count, just sort of look at how the Christmas tree is. There's no way you could really count the stitches because there's too many to count. But I tried to mimic that pattern with making three or four down and then coming back in. And so I was really looking at the pattern the whole time while I was creating that. So I started more in the middle this time too. You can see rather than starting at the top and going across, because I think that that would be really confusing to kind of go across rather than build one. And then the way I decided that I built one of these Christmas trees, and then I decided I would try to count how far apart they are. So they've got, let's see, four. Oh, this should be four, not three. Oh, so I got to move that one over. So I've got to delete that. Okay. So I should have four squares in between each one. Okay. And that way I can see they're kind of evenly spaced. You want to have your patterns look really even and well spaced for that. And then to know where to start my stock, one, two, three, four, five, six. I guess it's a trunk. Count over one, two, three, four, five, six, and then start my trunk. Let's see, that's a K. All right, there's my trunk. One, two, three, four, five, six. Now this Christmas tree is going to kind of run off the page, which is okay. I'm going to make the part of it that I can see because I want it to look like it's a real fabric pattern and then finish up the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way to the bottom with my pattern. I am going to um, go inside of my tree. I might make a heart in my tree. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do behind the trees. Is it all going to be blue, or that would be kind of boring? Maybe I should put some twinkle lights in my trees or something like that. So I'm going to work on this a little more and I'll come back when it's done so I can show you guys what I did. Okay, so I was able to get my trees all set and I had to count a lot and I messed up a few times counting. In fact, I'm not even sure this one actually still looks right. So I've probably got to move that one over a little bit. But I want to think now about what I want to do for the background of the trees and if I want to put something in the trees, like a little heart. So I like the idea of repeating things in the pattern. So I'm going to look up to the top and see what colors I've already used. Um, I've used pink already. So I like the idea of using pink for maybe a heart shape in the middle of this tree. So let me see if I can kind of do a heart shape. I'm not sure uh, if that really looks like a heart or if I can get it, if I need to make it bigger or maybe go out a little bit more, I can play with that a little bit to make it look more heart-ish. Ah, that looks a little more heart-ish. Okay. So I made, let's see, so that's 4 at the widest point and 3, 3, 3. Okay. So I'd have to count the same and make some little pink hearts inside of all the trees. And then I'll figure out what I am going to do with behind the trees. So to change it from a green to a pink, I just click on that color and I type the F instead of the K. So, or click on the box that I want to change. Okay, so then that changes it from a pink green to a pink. You don't have to delete it. You can delete it if you want to, but you just have to click on that box and make the new um, letter in there. I think I got this right finally. Let's see here. Let's see if I counted over 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need one more pink right there. Okay, that looks better. And then I make a pink up here and here, and then one here and one here, here and here. Okay, so now that one's the same as the other one. I'll make one in here and then one in the one that's running off the page, and then I'll be continuing to the background. Okay, so I decided I wanted it to kind of look like a starry night sky behind the Christmas trees. So I am going to go around around each Christmas tree and put black around each Christmas tree and then like a kind of a like an outline. And then I am going to leave a few places white so that they kind of look like stars. Not too many, but I'm going to fill it all in with black all around and then just a couple of places. So this part's going to take a while. And that's kind of the bad thing maybe about making big shapes is that you're going to have to fill in their background and it's going to take a little while. So I think everywhere that touches that touches a Christmas tree, I'm going to fill it in black like an outline and then I'll just leave a few little kind of stars. Maybe I could make the stars different colors too. I'll play with that. Almost done. Looking back, it would have been a lot more fun to probably put a couple of presents under the tree or I don't know, something to fill in this background other than it being all one color. It's kind of boring to just have to do one color in a big space. So, and I'm not sure if I can really tell which ones need to be white yet or so I think I'm just going to fill most of them in black and then decide if I want to have a few little stars in the sky because it's hard. I think I want the stars to be kind of in a pattern as well. So I'm going to fill all these in and then I'll decide which ones I might want to be in a pattern. And then after that, I think I'm pretty much done with this example piece. And then you guys can really start to work on your own. All right, I'll come back when it's all done. Okay, I looked back on my inspiration and which was this one here, and I decided that I really liked um, the stripes in between. So I am going ahead and doing some white stripes in between. I feel like I need some blue somewhere in the Christmas tree, so maybe that will be sort of some stars in the sky will be some of the blue. So, and then let's see, maybe I could do a fourth color and do a light blue. That might look really good. So let's see, I'm gonna do the O, and then I'll leave that very last part there white. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. Okay. I'll do that, and then I will make maybe a few little stars with the O, maybe like mm, 3 on each side or so. Hard to tell what will look good. Okay. And we'll just kind of organize this a little bit and see how it looks. Sometimes you just have to put things in, and if it looks good, you can keep it. If it doesn't look good, you can take it away. So nothing has to stay forever. Oh, I don't like how that's going to be right next to it. I'll go back to black on that one. Let's see. And I'm just clicking around these squares, and since it's black, it's kind of hard to see where the squares are. But whenever you click, you'll be guided by that. I don't really want the blue really next to anything. I don't really want it touching anything. So I'm trying to make sure that it's kind of hovering out. Oops. So I'll put a few little stars. And they're not in this, I'm not like counting these. And we'll see how that looks. If it looks bad, then I guess I'll have to go back and count it. And then I'm going to fill in and add that blue here, also that light blue, because you always want to repeat your colors in a pattern. You don't want to have just one occurrence of a color. You want to have multiple times that the color is seen throughout the pattern. So I'm going to go through and fix all of these up. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to call it done. I've got my light blue, pink, green, dark blue, a couple different grays. So I have several colors in here, which is pretty fun. Repeating the colors, using the Fair Isle patterns as my inspiration, and I think I have everything lined up pretty well. So I am going to close my project. Now you can click on this and make sure all the changes are saved before you do that. And then when you go back, you will be able to see um, on your assignment where you can click to turn that in. Okay, so you'll want to do that and have fun. Enjoy creating your Fair Isle pattern. And I'm very excited to see what you guys make. Thanks so much.